How's everyone doing today? This is ACHALLEN, and I'm going to share with you a great tip on how to initiate your downswing. It's such a good tip that Ben Hogan said this was pretty much the defining difference between your amateur and your professional golfer, was the ability to start your hips early and have them lead all the way through to the end of the finish there. Okay, so you take one of these alignment rods, insert it through your belt loop, but the key with this drill is don't go all the way through, allow some of it to kind of stick out and protrude from this side. Start slowly. Take it up to the top. Pump your hips down once, twice. Feel your weight shifting to your forward leg. Feel your hips opening up. And really what impact would feel like, you can see my hips are almost facing the target. They're probably 45 degrees open to that original target line. And for most of you, it's going to feel very odd having your hips this cleared as you move into the impact area. So hit a little one where you just chip the ball. Pump it once, twice, chip it out there. Get a sensation of what that really feels like to have that delayed of a club in your downswing. And from there, start to build on that where you actually start to hit the ball a little harder. Feeling that same motion of hips bumping to the left, opening up, and then clearing all the way through to the finish there. You can see how early my hips finish my golf swing. And you'll be surprised how much that'll improve your ball striking. This is what shifts our weight. This is what delays the club and allows it to lag so we get the most power in the downswing. And this is also what brings us in one cohesive movement all the way to my finish position, just standing on my front leg in perfect balance.
So now, probably one of the best golf lessons ever given by Mr. Ben Hogan himself, arguably the best ball striker that's ever lived. So let's listen and hear what he has to say about the movement of the hips.
Well, the most important thing in a golf swing to me is the movement of the lower body from the top of the swing. And if you don't mind, I'll demonstrate. First off, you start down below with your knees and your hips. At the top of the swing, you move the lower part of your body, not your shoulders, the lower part of your body, letting your arms and hands follow, bringing you into position to hit. But this is the first movement, there. Then you release at the bottom. Most people do it entirely opposite. They rotate their shoulders first instead of their lower body. As a result, they come across the ball and hit the outside of the ball instead of the back of it. If you don't mind, I'll hit a ball, and the first thing to watch is what starts first from the top of the swing.
So, as you can see there, that was pretty much like the Mona Lisa there in terms of golf swings. That's probably the most looked after golf swing ever in the history of golf. So here we turn our focus on to number one in the world, Rory McIlroy. And what I want you to kind of pay close attention to is his belt buckle. You can see his Oakley belt buckle there and how much his belt buckle leads the motion, both in shifting his weight forward and the eventual rotation around. So by the time he's about ready to hit the ball, his belt buckle is almost looking at the target. You can see just how active his hips are in pulling that golf club around all the way through to the end of his finish. And that trait can be seen in all long hitters. I've got one more interesting piece of footage here. We've got Dustin Johnson. Anytime you see somebody that hits the ball very far, if you study their hip action in slow motion, you can really see where that power is coming from. So the farther around he gets his hips, and you can see here he's really got, his hips are so cleared, his right foot is well off the ground, weight forward, left leg straightening. So his hips are about as far out of the way as they can be, and he still hasn't hit the ball yet. That's the exact same thing I would have you guys work on to be able to A, get into a better impact position to strike it more solidly, but also to give you more power. Because the quicker you can get your hips out of the way, the faster that whip is going to end up cracking as you get into the hitting area.